Today we'll be taking you on a journey to an ancient abandoned chateau that has been lost to time, hidden amidst the sprawling rural areas of southern France. This place is shrouded in mystery, with strangely no traces of its history or existence on the internet. Concealed from plain sight, the chateau lies ensnared in the dense veil of vegetation and forest, making it invisible from the street. Hoping to uncover more of its history, we visited the town hall, and all they could tell us was that the owners died many years ago, leaving behind a tangled web of heirship complications. But we needed to know more, so driven by curiosity we decided to explore this chateau ourselves. Inside we find fragments of the past still clinging to a few rooms. A beautiful living room frozen in time catches our attention, and right there above the fireplace we discover this family coat of arms. This clue leads us to a family from Caumont, a commune in northern France, hinting that the chateau has roots stretching back to the end of the Middle Ages, or perhaps even earlier. The crown atop the knight's helmet suggests the title of a baron of nobility, likely from the First French Empire. Imagining the history of such places is incredible. The last known resident was Mr. Louis and his family. By documents we found inside, the last visit by heirs must have been somewhere around 2016. Yet, the state of decay tells a story of abandonment stretching back many years, with some parts having completely collapsed already. Join us as we delve into this forgotten chateau, a place untouched by the digital age. As urban explorers, we're here to uncover the secrets and stories that this ancient structure holds. A place that the internet doesn't know about. Yet.
Bonjour!
Bonjour!
Welcome everybody to a brand new video. We are in the south of France, and as you can see right behind us we have this incredible and quite majestic property to show you. And this is really one of those places that is truly abandoned, is left to its fate for decades on end, and the end of this property will actually be marked when it will be level with the ground and just collapsed by itself.
Yeah, true. I mean, the place is just widely open. As you can see, we just came out of this vegetation. Like, the garden is full of grass and everything. The place is beautiful from the outside. Actually, there is also this family coat of arms, I think, up there.
Looks like it.
Yeah, looks like it, right? And I'm just excited to explore the place. There are some cool things left. We can definitely go back in time. So,
but you can also tell that it's very abandoned. So we're also going to see a lot of empty rooms.
True.
But there are still some cool surprises left, and that's why we really wanted to make a video here. So yeah, let's explore right now. We're going to start this video, and we hope you enjoy it.
So, making our way inside. Let's walk this way. You can just tell that this was a big property, like a really big property.
Yeah, and especially also a lot of ground that goes with it.
Yeah, true.
Still a sunscreen here they probably set up in the summer. And with this property, it's so abandoned that it's hard to imagine that people actually lived there one day.
It's almost unreal, man. Actually, this is a bullet. Probably for hunting, but as you can see, it's been shot. Alright.
Still have some burning wood over here.
Yeah, exactly. And then maybe first to this part, because yeah, like I said, if this was like a shed, like of course some equipment, some tools. It's quite dark in here. Well, over there the wood saw exactly. What is this on the ground? Also some tools. Part of a silk.
You can already see the floor above here is also very decayed.
Yeah, man, like the place is rotting away. We need to be quite
Oh,
careful.
look, little bird's nest even over there.
Yeah, yeah.
It's crazy to see where we're just walking. The other side of this entrance is completely covered with shrubbery and vines.
Yeah.
And the way to get there was also not that easy.
No, it was definitely not that easy. I mean, looking at these things, it's covered with them. I can imagine that people just...
A lot of thorn bushes.
Exactly. People just be like, yeah, you know what? I'm not even gonna explore this place. But it's quite cool. It's quite fascinating. It's always nice to see such a decaying property.
And right now I believe we're entering some sort of kitchen. Oh look, a drying rag over here and there are still clothes on top of it.
Yeah. Well, yeah, this is a pretty old-fashioned kitchen. The glasses over there. The fan.
It's a funny fan.
Oh, we have some letters. All right. Olivier was his name.
Olivier, okay, a
Yes.
very French name.
And family Brill. Oh, and this is actually, believe it or not, Mo, this is a costume.
Really?
Yeah.
It's described as chateau?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Really, really.
So they made wine here.
Yeah, they probably did. It's described as a chateau.
Look at this as well. This is from 2016. And that's very strange because this property has been abandoned for way, way longer.
Yeah, it's quite strange, man. I mean, yeah, bro. It's a chateau. Yeah. Okay.
Wow. So actually we're exploring a chateau today.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Well, we are doing that. I would not expect that. Yeah, some old paperworks. Yeah, Chassé 2013, a hunting book.
I don't understand it. All those dates are relatively recent, not over a decade ago, and this place is really, really decayed.
The last date I really find is 2016, so it's quite strange. It's very odd, yeah, like you're saying.
How can a property deteriorate so quick? Well, people haven't really seen the rooms yet, but... Why do you even touch it, bro?
I don't know, thought it was blood, but what is it? Ah, damn.
I don't know.
Look the color of my finger right now.
That's why you're wearing gloves.
Yeah. It's kind of greenish right now. Alright, that was not smart to do, Ray. I don't know what that was, but looks like I'm bleeding. Yeah, just some shacks over here as well. From 79, so over here we find some
Older things.
older things.
A lot of crumbled parts over here from the ceiling above.
Yeah. Food is still in there.
Still some tins, pots with food, yeah.
Maybe if we find a date on these, but like it's covered with covers, like covered.
Maybe the mustard. 2018.
2018, bro. No.
Wait,
that's-
show it. Damn.
That's unbelievable. No, that's not true. I mean,
Then maybe it has an expiry date from like 2 years, so then it's still
yeah,
2016.
then it's 2016 for sure. But still, like, I mean,
It's real. It's not that the letter was placed there afterward.
no.
It's the last day people lived there.
Damn. The place looks repulsive for that date. Like, damn. I mean, you know, we did
A
everything.
very poor state, yeah.
Yeah. A pulse in very poor state, man. And it's very old-fashioned, traditional way. But yeah, all right. So this was a chateau.
Whoa. I really like the fireplace over here. Very traditional.
Yeah. It's very nice. And this, what was this for? This is also something for a kitchen? I don't know. Because where is this hole? There is a hole here.
Maybe they had a fire pit there.
If you know, leave it down in the comment section because we don't know.
Because over here is also a washing kind of table, you know, like a washing table.
Yeah.
I think there used to be a crane over there.
It's proper old, man. And as you can tell, like I said, the door is just like gone. Ah, this is also what I really like. Table over here in the middle. Is that a coffee grinder? Or at least a grinder for something.
Yeah, that is a grinder.
What's this? Pâté de luxe.
Do you think there was something in there?
What is that?
Almost looks like caviar or something that is like...
I think it's the shoe wax.
Oh yeah, that's possible.
It smells like it at least. If this bottle was still intact, then wow.
1997.
1997, man. Damn.
Tu gets Madiron.
Cool. Very cool. All right. I want to see what is in there. Ah. Some glasses.
I actually like the chair over here where you walk past by. It's pretty beautiful.
Yeah.
It's embroidery.
Very
Yeah, the
nice.
door is just really falling inside the house.
I mean, it's literally just standing on this piece, but otherwise it would just fall on the ground.
Oh, that's nice.
Small vase.
Yeah.
Still very beautiful, yeah. And as you can see, just
Some
anything,
pens,
yeah.
some paperwork.
And you know what these were for, right? You know they stored guns in here.
Damn, there is a frame. Or at least a lot of glass over here.
Completely smashed.
And even the floor over here feels weak.
Yeah.
Well, this is quite a messy part. Let's firstly walk up here, not up the staircase, but past here, because I saw there was another space over here.
All right.
Again, quite messy.
Yeah, as you can tell, I mean, stuff has definitely been thrown all over the place. But
Vandals have been here first.
Yeah. True.
And what's up there? The other side is also messy, right?
Yeah, it's very messy, bro. It's like insanely messy. But as you can tell, yeah, also over here are some books and like a lot of their personal paperwork.
Okay, let's continue right now. There is another door over here, standing. There we are.
Wow.
Whoa. Have a look at this fireplace.
That's beautiful, man.
It is. Yeah, no, I do believe it is a chateau if I see mastercrafted work like this inside.
You know what is quite fascinating is that we never document an abandoned chateau in this state, but I do think it really has a charm. That you can imagine that if people really don't take any care of a property and like leave everything wildly open, then this happens.
It will end up like this.
Yeah. So it was an old LP.
Yeah, it's not in there anymore.
Wow, man. It's really just walking through this mess and then, I mean... Damn! Oh, wow! Holy!
That is a massive beehive.
Bro!
Holy cow.
I thought that was like a drape or something, man.
One thing, don't open up these shutters. It's probably the winds, man. All the shutters are open. There's nothing
true,
here.
True.
Raymond always, when he hears one noise,
Yeah, I'm
on his guard.
Yeah, on his guard. Yeah, I wanted to mention this before I saw that beehive over there, but yeah, just that it's widely open. Cobwebs are coming in, vegetation is growing inside. Damn. Is this?
No, that's not this building.
No, that's not the property, no.
My gosh.
Yeah.
What a degradation.
Didn't we forget the tapestry? The details?
Oh yeah, we haven't pointed it really out yet. It's actually not very colorful.
No, no, no.
But it is beautiful, yeah. It's also with a castle. Man, this door is almost scary how it's standing.
Yeah.
And over here, I think this was the main back door.
Yeah, it was. It was. You can open it up. Just walking out there. Must be beautiful. Except for the rain, but...
Yeah, it's quite rainy right now, but you can see columns even over here as well. And there is a balcony on top too.
This is really a forgotten chateau, man.
Very forgotten about. Really neglected. But right now we're gonna enter a room that's probably one of the most beautiful rooms inside. Have a look at this. Wow.
Yeah.
Still a piano as well. That's crazy, man.
That is a
Not even
beautiful
a
room.
test needed for this piano. Like, that will not work anymore.
Do you think so? Wait.
The keys will even fall off, man.
Yeah, no, this is not working anymore.
Except for that one.
Damn. Alright, some work.
But I'm wondering if this is ivory.
I do think so, yeah. Probably real ivory. Like, you can see we're not destroying it, it's like...
Look, you can just lift this off, it's
Yeah.
crazy. You can just hear water dripping somewhere.
Yeah. Cool.
Well, once the case of a grandfather clock.
And now it's nothing anymore. Just a case.
Whoa, have a look at the details over here.
Yeah, that's unreal, right?
That's a family coat of arms with a knight's armor
Wolves.
and gods like mermaids
Mermaids, yeah, exactly.
underneath it.
Yeah. That's so cool, having that in your property. And just that the paint, the wall paint, like, is peeling off over here. It's just
The
coming
wallpaper,
off.
yeah.
Wallpaper, yeah, exactly. It's just peeling off, man.
Crazy, right?
Fascinating.
Beautiful bench.
Then the table in the middle.
Oh, look at this chair. Whoa. Still the pieces of sheet music on the table.
Legend. It looks quite fascinating, the piece. Yeah, also a music piece. Damn. Over here at the table with another book.
And a headless statue.
Yeah.
This also used to be a lamp.
Nature did this.
Well, this room was really nothing anymore. But maybe it was once a bedroom? I don't know. They are mattresses at least, so... I could also just feel cobwebs around my body upon entering it.
Also around the camera right now, but yeah. You can tell it's just one nasty place.
Damn, if you look to the wall and the ground over here, you can also see greenish color of the moss.
Just coming in, man. I mean, also over there on top.
Yeah.
This was once the main entrance.
Damn. I have to say the main hallway is not even that grand for a chateau.
Well, I do think it was. It used to have this huge tapestry. I mean, look. This was supposed to be on the wall over there.
Okay.
Then is a beautiful entrance.
All the books over here as well.
Religious books.
We haven't seen that room yet yesterday.
No, we haven't.
Because we already checked this place out yesterday. And now today we're back to film it.
All the ties in there still.
Yeah.
Jeans. And
Still
this-
some things left in their original place.
And the mattress over here has been,
Destroyed.
ripped apart. Vegetation coming in.
In the rainwater right now. I think the feathers are gonna stick underneath our shoes
Probably.
since they are wet.
Yeah, and as you can tell over here, some other magazines.
Price is still in francs, so it must be quite old.
Yeah.
Also looks quite vintage.
Well, a toilet over here. Actually a big toilet, I must say.
All the vines just merging inside.
And this was a shower.
This is just really destroyed by people. It's sad to see.
I do think so, yeah.
For sure, man. Nature will not do this to a place. That's impossible.
Sad to see that, man.
It's just broken. That was probably what you heard as well.
Yeah.
This door slamming. Okay. Now let's head back to the main stairwell. And now we're going upstairs.
Heading away upstairs. And yeah, like we said, we need to be very careful while we walk. Because you can feel that it's just unstable. You can just really feel it. I mean, take a look over here, man.
My gosh, you can't even enter that other room anymore.
No.
There are still clothes in here.
Yeah.
And what is the other room?
Well,
Actually,
I would not walk over there if I was you. The floor is gone underneath it.
I know. This is also enough. It will do the job.
And what I really love over here is the balcony.
I'm just getting wet while I'm standing inside the house. It's crazy, bro. Rain's just dripping on my head.
Standing here on this beautiful rainy day. But there is a tower, but I don't think we can go over there. It's there in the corner. So yeah, this was a chateau. Yeah.
Right here we're standing, and up there you can see part of the family coat of arms that you mentioned.
Exactly. Well, let's head back in, otherwise we will get wetter and wetter. This is a beautiful bedroom, actually.
Oh wow.
Walls are green.
Damn, yeah.
Whoa. It's not that okay. Watch out.
Oh. Major hole over there.
This is a very cool contrast, man. Damn.
Yeah. Natural decay at its best.
Yeah. I do think this is my most favorite bedroom in here.
You can see that the bed used to be stuffed with hay. It's also a little bit skewed, not standing upright anymore.
No, exactly.
What's this on the ground? Is this some kind of game? Yeah, it used to be part of a train or something.
Yeah. It used to be like children's toys. Oh, we have an old picture.
One of the family ancestors.
Exactly. What else do we find over here? Was once a bathtub.
There is another picture inside. But not in front of this property again, but another property.
Yeah. So so he was from normal family. Beautiful. All right, making our way up here again.
And from here, the rooms are mostly going to be empty, I believe.
Yeah.
But there is one really cool room in the end that you really don't want to miss out on.
All right.
That was actually quite a surprise yesterday to find that.
Yeah. Well, like we say, most rooms are empty. Most rooms are destroyed from this part, but maybe if you can just put it straight, then people can see it.
Holes everywhere.
But do you think you can see it on camera that the floor is like this?
Skewed.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you can definitely see that. I'm walking right now. Also another empty room over here.
This is the room with the bathtub that we've just shown you.
Yeah. This was also another toilet.
Yeah, that goes to a little roof attic, but definitely not going there.
No, absolutely not. We're not finishing off the video on the attic.
Instead, we're finishing it off in actually a beautiful room. I'm not gonna tell you too much about it, but it has a lot of books. That's all I'm gonna say. Some more empty rooms.
Except for a
Oh,
bed.
there's a bed, yeah. Quite big one, man, to be honest.
Yeah.
That was the other staircase that we've seen. Well, this room also has plenty of books, but it's not the room.
No. This is kind of messy.
This is actually the room that's after the room where I need to be very careful while showing it.
Yeah, exactly.
Because that room is right there.
As you can see, beds are just destroyed. Yeah, it's kind of awful to see, actually.
What's this even aware? This is strange.
What is it?
It's just like another room, but why did they make it like this? Looks like they built this wall between it.
Strange.
Boiler over here.
Yeah.
But I don't want to walk here.
No.
And this is also what Rain was telling. Everything is open. Like those used to be covered with shutters, and the shutters are just gone. It's sad. You can tell people threw all this stuff on the ground. There were sunglasses, comic books.
Like all the stuff that was left of the people. This has been thrown over here, man. It's really sad to see, though. Really sad to see. I mean, this was once a beautiful castle.
Where was this hole for once?
I don't know. Maybe toilet, but I wouldn't say so, otherwise you're...
In the middle of a corridor would be
Yeah.
strange. Well, the room that's about to follow is quite unexpected if you see this right now. You're not thinking there is still anything big to follow. Until... I'm gonna open up this door over here. You're about to see it. 3, 2, 1. Whoa.
This is a beautiful room, man.
I'm immediately gonna walk to the other side so they can see the aesthetics even better. Check this out. So cool. Complete library.
Yeah.
Very old.
A very unique one, especially with the blue color.
First of all, a very old damaged typewriter in the middle. Nah, no way that's gonna work, man.
No, it's not working. Of course not. And some very old newspapers as well.
Yeah, I'm wondering about the dates. Really want to investigate on the dates. 1981.
Yeah, 1981. 1980. Yeah. Mostly dates from 40 years ago, 30 years ago.
Damn, look at the ceiling.
Yeah, it's completely demolished, man. And you know what book I'm most fascinated about? This one. It's from 1789 to 1830. Bro, 1789 till 1830.
And what is it about?
It's the first series. 1843. 1843, bro. That's like almost 200 years ago. Louis de Cres Ordonnances. Ordonnance. Sorry, yeah, my French. We speak about this a lot, that my French is so bad. But what is it?
Some sort of timetable going through history, telling the history of something.
I honestly do think that this book is like worth a lot of money.
I think what's all written in here, you can't easily find it on the internet, so detailed.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it's full of it, like full. And it is still proper readable. Still in a good condition for a property like this.
True.
But it's just, you know, it just fascinated me. Like, come on, bro, the pattern of the book. Look how it looks.
It's a big book.
Yeah.
Well, there used to be some big heads inside of there. Damn. Even just the hole in the floor here.
Yeah.
Imagine falling through there.
And then the chairs as well.
They're very antique, but sadly also in a very bad state.
I need to say, this is a cool room to make a picture with these chairs, man.
Yeah, for sure.
Alright, you know what we're gonna do after this? Maybe one other book then over here to finish it off. This is also quite cool.
Église de Saint-Seurin.
Alright, this book is destroyed heavily. 1867. 76, sorry. It's about the origins of Bordeaux. Jerusalem. Alright.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I need to be careful here, man. Like, really careful.
That was it for a very surprising room.
Yeah.
I don't know what's around the corner, but let's just check it out and then we really know that we saw everything. Because I see one other door. Oh my gosh. Probably the room in the worst condition of the entire place is where we end this video.
Yeah.
The wall is just gone over there.
Yeah, it's just completely gone. Then I must say, let's end it off over here. You might probably be thinking like, hey guys, it's another chateau because I haven't seen the wine part. Well, I do think that I know where the wine cellars were, like where they used to do that.
But this is also collapsed. There are also sheds that are completely collapsed.
Exactly. And there are sheds that are just impossible to reach. Like, it's fully overgrown. Yeah.
You're gonna do gymnastics or what are you gonna do?
Yeah, I see. You know, yesterday I was standing here and I was trying to look and I just did it for safety, man. I don't know. I feel safer holding this thing, but
I won't feel very safe if I know how long this thing has been. Oh, be careful, man. Be careful.
All right. All the jokes aside. No, but yeah, unfortunately, we can't reach them or they are collapsed. And as well as the tower right next door. I tried to go there, but it's impossible. It's like completely overgrown and we just can't walk over there. We need like something to cut it, and yeah, we don't destroy stuff. So after all, I really liked it. It was definitely something different. It was a chateau. Actually, yesterday we were like, oh, this is just a huge building,
huge house in the countryside. Yeah.
But yeah, it is a chateau, so that was quite fascinating actually to find out about that fact. And there was some cool rooms. I really liked it. It was definitely something different. Normally we do chateaus that are like untouched, but this had something. I really hope you can admire this one as well, because this is what happens when all of these beautiful places that we once did don't get any attention anymore. Like, they really vanish away through nature and vandalists. So it's kind of sad to see. But I really liked it. And if you did as much as us, then you know the drill. Like, subscribe, comment, right down below, ring the bell notification button right up there, and then we will see you on the next adventure.
Peace out.